Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler, powered by Coolbet Canada.
Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome back inside the Lock Shop. Dusty and Huss back with you once again on the Nielsen Media Coolbet Network. Lock Shop, of course, today and every day brought to you by our great partners over at Coolbet. Sign up for an account today using the code LOCKSHOP if you already have an account. And we've got an exclusive up over there as well that we'll talk about a little bit later on. Huss, how was the weekend, bud? How you doing?
The weekend was awesome. Not quite as good as yours, I think, considering what the tickets that were cashed. Listen, it was awesome. May Long weekend's one of my favorite weekends of the year. You know, you can get out of the town a little bit, which I did. And obviously with it coinciding with the PGA Championship. And I mean, listen, that was awesome for so many ways. That course was such a beast. I mean, what a great layout and setup for a major. And man, we had some great drama right through till the end of it. And your guy, Brooks, comes through with 22-1. As good of a number. I saw a few people cashing 20s. Didn't see anyone cashing 22s unless they got it at Coolbet. So well done, Dusty. Well done.
You know what's funny is that I laid out my other couple of picks, and then I got to Brooks, and I think I just said, I'm on Brooks because it's a major. And that's what Brooks does. And he's at 22-1. And Huss, that's what he does. I mean, it's absolutely. What did I see? I think he's got like a 50% major rate of finishing in the top 10. Like one out of every two majors he's ever been in, he's finished in the top 10, and he's won 5 of them. Like you're crazy not to be on Koepka. Like
he has won 14% of the majors that he's ever played in.
Yeah. Like those are Tiger Woods numbers, right? That was a comparison I saw, was compared to like Tiger with the major finishes and stuff. He's
got 5 now. Listen, he's an all-time great. And in some ways, I mean, this is so big for him. We all knew that he didn't really care about a lot of the other events. Well, now he's exempt in the majors for the next 5 years. Not sure how long his live contract is, but he, I mean, he's an absolute machine when it comes to these events.
He's living golf's best life. Like he's making a shitload of money at live, can still slide over, take the majors from everybody. Like it's insane.
You know, I actually ended up doing pretty well though for the tournament. I mean, the outrights didn't come in, but I did have a Brooks top 10 and a Scheffler top 10 with bigger bets on them.
That's nice.
Of course, they were 1-2 in the tournament right now. So it wasn't all for naught, but I was definitely having major FOMO that I did not have Brooks, because if you go back to I think I bet him in 3 of his other 4 major wins. So I was somewhat kicking myself, but good on you. Good on the Lock Shop. Another winner on the PGA Tour. We'll get to some picks tomorrow for the Charles Schwab. Will you be taking Michael Block?
Well, I don't think I will, but phenomenal story. He's playing with Rory on Sunday and dunks one for an ace. Like that, it's a movie. There's a Michael Block movie 5-10 years from now, Huss. There just is. Tin Cup 2, you know, basically.
Listen, it was live. That was a straight up reality show. Apparently someone's offered him $50K
for the 7 iron.
Yeah. That he used it. And listen, the guy makes $150 an hour doing lessons. He made $288,000 for his performance at the PGA. Because he's top 15, he gets into the PGA next year, and then got a sponsor's invite for the Colonial and sponsor's invite, which has been accepted for the RBC Canadian Open. So, listen, as much as Brooks is the man, the guy that really stole the headlines was that Michael Block. And I mean, what a great story it was. And everything about that event was awesome, except of course for Corey Connors, who had that rough second, that
was tough
4th round, because he was so good through pretty much the entire tournament until, what was it, 16 on Saturday. And then Vic Hovland, I mean, his caddy he almost a fireable offense, letting Vic hit the same shot with the same club that Corey Connors did the day before to essentially take him out of it. Same thing happened. That double bogey, I mean, if he pars that hole, we're talking about a playoff. Vic's in the mix, though. He's going to get one, and he's going to get one soon. Wouldn't be surprised to see him right there again coming up at LACC for the U.S. Open.
Hey, before we move on, did you see Brooks at the Panthers game? It's a nice transition here. Did you see him clapping at the Panthers game? Like he wasn't blinking. And he was just like this. He's either high or he's hammered or something. The fact that he refers to the Panthers as the Peas, I just don't get it. When he's like, yeah, go watch my Peas. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're like, dude, have you ever heard anybody call the Florida Panthers the Peas, Huss?
I have not, only Brooks Koepka, but maybe that is a local slang for their hockey team.
Yeah, the Peas.
You know what? Just quickly on the Panthers and Koepka.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. We'd have to go back and find out what that day was where Brooks was hammered in the suite
with the cone,
holding up the pylon, yelling at Aaron Ekblad, calling him a traffic cone. But basically, since that happened, the Panthers went on a run. They've gotten into the playoffs and are now one game away from going to the freaking Stanley Cup. And Brooks, since that, has finished second at the Masters and now won the PGA Championship. It didn't look like a good incident, but I think both have really kind of gone like this since then. It's
the turning point for 2023 for both parties involved.
Yeah. Drunk Koepka holding up a traffic cone and yelling at Panthers star Aaron Ekblad turned his season and the Panthers season around.
If the Panthers win the Cup, Koepka's going to be at the party, and he's going to have a good time. He's going to have a great time. Huss, we'll get to our picks for tonight in hockey, and we'll get to the Nuggets and Lakers when we get to the Heat here. But the Panthers are up 3-0. They scored 6 goals in this series. Like, Bobrovsky has been terrific, and Florida just 3 one-goal games, 2 in overtime, then 1-0. Like, they just refuse to lose. They've won 10 of 11.
It is, it's crazy. And unlike some of the basketball series that are 3-0, where you can pretty much stick a fork in them, we'll talk about this tomorrow. I'm not ready to count out the Carolina Hurricanes. Winning 4 in a row is probably not going to happen, especially with the way Bob is playing right now. But the Canes are it's incredible that they're down 3-0. I mean, obviously the 4 overtime game, another OT game. By the way, Kachuk pulling a Jeff Malott from the Moose with the walk-off goal. You know that he was getting ready for that one. And then, I mean, it's like 200 minutes or something like that the Canes haven't been able to score a goal. So I don't know what to say other than they're not dead yet. Brind'Amour is going to have that team lay it all out on the ice to try to get it back to Carolina. But we'll get to the hoops in a minute. Dallas has got to avoid being in Carolina's shoes tonight with a win. And I know you've got the money line.
Are you a little nervous about the money line for Dallas here, or do you just like the value on the over considering what we've seen in the series so far?
I am a little nervous. Well, I don't want to say I'm a little nervous. I mean, I think I'd pick Dallas. I mean, I picked Vegas to win this series, but I certainly didn't think that this series was going to be a 4 or 5 gamer. And we talked about how both of these series look to be 6 or 7 games for sure. I think Ottinger, if anything, has shown that he has been he's been able to bounce back from losses before. Although the way that they lost both of these games in overtime on the road, that's tough mentally to get so close and not to do it. I think that they're going to bring it tonight, though, and I'm going to take the over 5.5 in this game. I think that this will be a performance where Dallas does everything they can to shoot and score as often and early as possible to avoid being in the predicament that they have been, having to come back and tie games up late. But at the same time, I just think that the Vegas Golden Knights are rolling right now. And I think we're going to see a few goals tonight. 5.5. It's almost even money on the over. So I'm going to take that. But gun to my head for money line, and we'll get to this in the exclusive later on, do like Dallas to win this game. We can't have 2 3-0 series, can we? 4 3-0 series if you include the hoops.
I'd be pretty surprised if that happens. I mean, we have talked about Ottinger's ability to bounce back after a loss pretty much all season. Didn't last game, but now they're coming back home. They got to have it. I'd expect a pretty big night from Ottinger, which is why I'm pretty comfortable laying the -142 here on Dallas on the money line. So that's the story in the National Hockey League. We'll get to this Miami pick for both of us in a second. We'll lay that exclusive as well, Huss. But the Denver Nuggets, man, I already went and looked to see because they've got the numbers up. The Nugs are minus 250 to win the championship. They're going to win the championship. I love the Heat. I was on the Heat against the Celtics. I don't see the Miami Heat stopping the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to try to find some value when that series when the series does get posted. I would think it's probably going to be projected as like a Nugs in 5, maybe 6 type of thing. But Jokic is. I mean, the shot he had yesterday with Davis in his face, shot clock winding down. It looks like his body's about to fall apart. He's so gangly, and he heaves it from like behind his head. I was just like, my God, like that's unstoppable. It's unguardable. It's the Nuggets. The Nuggets, like the Lakers. They played them relatively tight all 4 games, but in the end, it was Jamal Murray and Jokic who kind of locked it down. But the Lakers beat the number 2 seed and the defending champions and then got swept by the Nuggets. The Nuggets are not going to be stopped in these playoffs, buddy.
Well, it's funny you say that because you're the Heat whisperer, and I've just come around to the Heat after thinking that the Celtics, like most people, were going to roll over them. You convinced me right off the bat, hey, this is a series plus like over 4-1. We got pre-series for Miami. And listen, they got the 2 on the road. And then I don't know about you, but I expected a performance from the Celtics that would recognize where they are in this series. I mean, a desperate team. They barely showed up for that one. And I mean, to me, this series is over right now. And I think the game 3 performance by the Celtics showed it. They know they're done. No team has ever come back from 3-0 in NBA history. So I think they put them out of their misery tonight. And what'll it be like? What are we going to do for the lock shop? We could have a week with no games in either the NHL or the NBA.
Well, we've at least got golf on Wednesday. So we've got golf tomorrow, and then we can probably only can do one of Thursday or Friday this week anyway. So we'll figure that out. But you're right. I mean, with these series ending so quickly, we're going to need that Vegas-Dallas series to go the distance here. That would be great for the lock shop. I will have to talk some baseball as well. Don't really want to talk about the Blue Jays right now, but Huss, I'm with you on Miami tonight. Like one of the reasons I like the Heat coming into this series was because I wasn't buying into the Celtics after beating the frauds that are the 76ers, right? Like, so you squeaked one out against Joel Embiid. Congratulations. Woohoo. Well done. Jimmy Butler is such a different beast. Like, Jimmy Butler's mocking them with timeouts. He's pointing at them. Like, he's doing basically whatever he wants, which I think, I like the Heat. This isn't even a Heat pick tonight. This is an anti-Boston, they've got nothing left pick tonight. I mean, Tatum's probably going to come out, put up some decent numbers, and then in the end, Miami locks it down and pushes their way to a victory because they're winning this series. But I just don't think the Celtics have it in them as a group to even get one. So, yeah, we're going to get on the Heat here at minus 119 tonight.
No, you know what's going to happen? Some guy that I've never heard of before that's going to come off the Heat bench is going to go for 25 and outscore the top players on Boston.
Yeah.
And then we move on. And I'll say this. The one thing that I think that the best thing that happened to the Nuggets this year was them giving Embiid the MVP over Jokic. I really do think that not only is Jokic I don't know whether it changes him, but I think everyone around that Nuggets team, it sort of became an us against the world thing. No one wants to give us credit. The only way we're going to get it is to go and take it. And
that's a good point. Yeah.
They're taking it right now. Should be a great final, but again, we got to get there first. And I think we have our finals matchup set tonight when the Celtics get put out of their misery.
And we do have a lock shop partner parlay that has been thrown up here. We're both on Miami tonight, so we're gonna get on the Heat here. Dallas money line was my pick. I think Huss would back it in, like you said, with a gun to your head situation. And then you threw Houston in here as well, Huss. Tell me about the Astros today.
Yeah, we've got the Astros. The Astros have been hot lately. They have won, I want to say 7 or 8 in a row. And they're in Milwaukee to take on the Astros, to take on the Brewers. And Chris Ray has had a real tough time starting off this season. He's 0-3 with an ERA above 5.5. That's not a good thing to have going up against a team that's 14-8 on the road. And as I mentioned, had won 8 in a row. So we're going to look for the Astros at a pretty nice number, right in around minus 125, minus 130 for a team that's so hot. We're going to throw them on. And that exclusive with the Heat and the Stars and the Astros tonight. 3 games, 3 sports is going to clock in at plus 510. I like the Astros, and I hate to say it. Right now, the play is whoever is playing the Blue Jays, and that team is the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm looking at the Rays in and around minus 130 for a struggling Jays team. Barrios is on the mound. He's got a losing record, close to 5 ERA, going up against Bradley, who's 3-0 with a 3.5. I mean, pretty hard to. I didn't want to put the Rays on the exclusive because it's almost bad juju to go against a team that most people are going for. However, was more than happy to put the Astros on. But if you're looking for a 2-gamer, I'm going to probably throw the Rays on a ticket with the Astros tonight.
All right, that is going to do it for the Lock Shop today. You can find that Lock Shop Partner Parlay in the exclusive section at coolbet.com. And if you've not yet signed up for an account, use the code LOCKSHOP. And if you've been watching on Twitter or YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode at Lock Shop Bets on all your podcasting platforms. Us, Charles Schwab. Tomorrow, we'll set that bad boy up, buddy. I'll talk to you then.
Thanks, dude.